Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So sit back, relax, and let's talk toys. I was going to take a day off today, because as you can hear, my voice is hanging on by a thread. But I'm back here, all because of one little company who won't let me stop. Hasbro, dropping the bomb with a brand new boom, Mr-Fixit. And look, I wasn't necessarily going to think, this isn't worth covering just for one figure, but the problem is, they've done a really good job with this guy. Like, a really good job. I'm looking at this and it's like, damn it, this is why I can't quit you, Hasbro. As much as I want to, as much as I really want to sometimes. You keep bringing out figures like this guy, and it's like, is it everything that I would have ever wanted in a Mr-Fixit figure? Yeah, I think it might be. I hope that this sounds okay. I'm speaking at a lower register and kind of leaning into the microphone a bit more so that I'm not projecting. Hopefully it's listenable. All right, you know the score. Put me on in the background, go about doing what you do. But look at this guy. First of all, he's $40, okay? So back in the good old days, the long ago, this would have been about $30. But it is what it is. But at least I feel that we're getting some bang for our buck. Literally, look at that Tommy gun. It's a good-looking Tommy gun, man. That looks wicked. Let's look at some more pictures, shall we? Because the main thing that I adore and that Hasbro do so well when they do it so well, the face sculpt. This grinning, maniacal gangster Joe Fixit. This is fantastic with the slick back hair, the maniacal grin, the devilish eyes. Love this dude. Absolutely love it. And then you've got the more sneering kind of look. Is this the same face as the San Diego Comic-Con Grey Hulk, first appearance Hulk? I don't know. It looks very similar, but it doesn't matter. If it is, it's a good face. Or if it's brand new, more power to you. Now, I'm guessing the body is the Sony Marvel game, Joe Fixit. Gamerverse. That's the word I was looking for. Gamerverse. I think it's that body, isn't it? Stop me if I'm wrong. But, you know, I so rarely am. And also, the fact that he's also got two different pairs of hands as well. Which makes, I mean, you would have to. Because he's got the Tommy gun. So you got to have holding hands for the Tommy gun. And then how you couldn't put out a Hulk without fists. I'm trying to think if Hasbro have ever done that. Because if anyone can, Hasbro would. But I don't think they have done. No. So he's got the grippy hands. He's got the fisted hands. And he's just, look at that face again. He looks mean. Love it, man. Absolutely love it. The pinstripe suit looks mint. I'm so impressed. So impressed. And look, I have to think twice before I compliment Hasbro, because I know that I'm going to get comments going, oh, look at this Hasbro shield. Blah, blah, blah. All right, that's my reaction to y'all, because anyone who watches this channel with any frequency will know that I slam Hasbro, sometimes to the point of being unfair. So I'm just saying, I call it like I see it. And just like when I used to work at an artificial insemination plant for cows, I'm going to give this to you straight up, no bull. I think this looks terrific. I really do. Back to this picture, I think he looks absolutely great. So I'll give you some of the details because it is it's an exclusive. Hasbro sent through word. This is from Toy Arc. I love being able to credit the sources when I'm doing this live. It's great. It just makes me feel like I'm like a professional journalist. Hasbro sent through word on an upcoming Walmart exclusive Joe Fixit retailing for around $39. He's due out summer 2023, so this year. So you're going to have to get over to Walmart. However, there is no word yet on online pre-orders, so you might be able to pre-order him. And there's mention leads to a possible CollectorCon event during San Diego Comic-Con 2023. So you know how it is. There's always an exciting time to be collecting Marvel Legends because there's always something happening. But yeah, this is great. It's kind of funny they say, based on the character's appearance in the Incredible Hulk comics, includes figure and 5 comics-inspired accessories. Don't count fists as comic-inspired accessories. That's just ridiculous. Because sometimes in the comics, he has his hands open, and sometimes he has his hands closed. Therefore, they're comic-inspired accessories. No, that's just the figure. Nonetheless, I was just saying don't pat yourself on the back where it's not warranted, but I will give you a warranted pat on the back for this, because genuinely, I think he looks money. But that's not all. We got more to come. There's still so much for today. But I'm not going to linger too long because I'm not sure how much you want to listen to my voice all cracked and croaky like this. Super 7. Star Trek Ultimates Wave 2. Picard, Worf, and Guinan. I'm not a Star Trek person. Whoopi Goldberg's character. So we can have a little look at some of the pictures here. Because, Super 7. Some people love them. Some people don't. I don't have a dog in this race. I've never collected Super 7 before, and I'm not a big Star Trek guy. But I mean, I know these look like renders as opposed to actual pictures. But I mean, that Jean-Luc Picard, he looks like Patrick Stewart to me, man. I mean, that looks pretty darn impressive. It's always a shame, I feel, that Patrick Stewart didn't get to play Professor X sooner in his career, or with more frequency, because the Jean-Luc Picard age of the original Star Trek, The Next Generation, like that would have been perfect, Xavier. By the time the first X-Men movie rolled around, I feel he was already a little north age-wise of what he should have been. But it's funny now that I think about it, like him being cast as Xavier in the first X-Men movie, that was the equivalent of like John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic. That was full-on pre-internet fan casting. Everyone was always like, Wizard Magazine would be saying, hey, he's got to play Professor X. And then when the movie comes around, of course he does. So as for these figures, they are going to be, let me just check, $55 each, which is standard for the Super 7 figures. And I can't see a release date here for them, but, February. There you go. February of, set to ship in February of 2023. So a couple of months ago. That might have been a little typo. Maybe 2024? Look, I'm not going to diss people for typos. I have Speechos, which is not a weird breakfast cereal, but, we all make mistakes. So, speaking of mistakes, the Disney Plus Star Wars shows. I'll just take a dig anywhere I can do. Mando Mania, Week 8. The Vintage Collection Mando Speeder, the Black Series Fleet Commander, and Force Effects Yoda Lightsaber. Let's take a little look at these, shall we? So, first of all, we've got the Black Series Mandalorian Fleet Commander. I watched a few recaps of Season 3 of Mandalorian, and I think it saved me a lot of time. Because it seems like that show, from what I can gather, it wasn't as strong as the first two seasons, had a bit of filler, and I'm like, you know what? I didn't need to watch it. I have enough responsibilities running a dubiously managed internet channel. I don't have time for a C+ Disney Plus show. Hopefully Ahsoka, again, I keep saying I'm going to give Ahsoka a chance because I think that she might deliver. I've got strong feelings about that show, high hopes. And there's a lot of people in this house where I live that want to watch it, so it might have some viewing parties. That could be fun. This lightsaber, though, it looks fun. Nice little base for it to rest on. It looks like a coffee maker. But yeah, Force Effects, Elite Yoda lightsaber. That's kind of cool. And then do we have the speeder bike? Let me just back out of here so that we can just go straight into it, because there's a lot of pictures. Holy potatoes. Yeah. Distinctly, I remember one of my first ever Star Wars toys as a little child. Was the speeder bike, and you could press the little button at the back and it would explode into pieces. This looks very similar, so a lot of nostalgia for that. And I guess at some point in The Mandalorian, Grogu gets kidnapped. He's in the little backpack there. That's kind of cute. And the dusting and the weathering on the Stormtrooper here, it looks decent. I like it. You got little Grogu poking out of the bag. That's adorable. I got a lot of time for that. That's actually pretty darn cute. I think that's good. Grogu still gets me. Now, a big one I want to talk to you about. Berserk. I mentioned that they were teasing Berserk figures yesterday. Well, no sooner did I upload the video than friend of the channel, Kozan, sent me all the images. So, Berserk. I'm going to start with the main picture here of the two. For those of you who are uninitiated, I would not recommend Berserk to anyone because, as I said before, like, if there's a trigger warning for anything, Berserk covers it. It is grim, gory, nasty, and pretty darn horrible, but it tells an incredible story, essentially, of love and betrayal. You got these two guys here. On the left, all in black, the Black Swordsman, Guts. And on the right, you got Griffith. And they have this sort of quasi sort of partnership, friendship, attraction sort of thing. Griffith lusts for power. Guts lusts to be the best warrior in the world. And what happens when one person's love of power is greater than this and that? And oh, it's a hell of a ride, man. It's a hell of a ride that involves many people being ripped to pieces by giant, hideous monsters. It's kind of fun if you're the kind of person who likes that sort of thing. If you're not, this ain't for you. But since I got into the manga last year, I've been desperately wanting some action figures. And there are some action figures out there, but man, they're old enough now that, you know, you'd have to, so like you would probably do in Berserk, sacrifice your firstborn to a deity of some sort in order to get them. They were expensive, is what I'm saying. So the fact that we're getting some brand new figures from SH Figure Arts that might actually be affordable, you know, SH Figure Arts level of affordable, I can mess with that. I might have to get both of these. I mean, Griffith here looks absolutely stunning, and he comes with his steed as well. I want to tell you more about the story because it's so freaking good, but I don't want to spoil it if you haven't read it. Again, like I said yesterday, go watch Super Eye Patch Wolf's video on it because it's fantastic. It covers everything that you need to know about the story. But yeah, with the horse as well. I mean, what a display piece, man. I could pose him next to my Mythic Legions, Aether and Atheron. That would look the bomb. Yeah, I'm very excited for these. So let me give you some info on the old price skis coming up here, because they ain't cheap, but also they're not insane either. So Guts is going to be $78 for just, you know, him on his own. And then Griffith with the horse is going to be $111. And these are like 1/12 scale figures. They're each, you know, Guts is 6.3 inches tall and Griffith is going to be similar. So that's you know, a reasonable price. And Griffith is out in October, and Guts I think will be before him in September. So this autumn, you can start your Berserk collection, and that's pretty freaking cool. Sticking with Japan, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Burnin' Edition. Just a hunker burnin' love. Dave, this is not the time to be singing. You gotta preserve your voice, you dumbass. Hiya Toys have updated with photos and details of their Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Burnin' Godzilla. So, do we have any information? Figures have retailed for about $50. Probably going to be released around about the fourth quarter of this year. So, I mean, just take a look at that. You know, I'm kind of, I don't dislike the Legendary Monsterverse. I'm a little bit ambivalent with it. I think, again, there's something about CGI creations and animals that I just can't get that attached to, because, like, genuinely, Godzilla, like, man in suit, animatronic Godzilla, like, when that character's in danger, I'm like, oh, no, Godzilla. But when it's a CGI Godzilla, I'm like, I just ain't that invested. I don't know, maybe I'm just getting cold-hearted in my old age, but I don't know. Regardless, though, this burning Godzilla, I mean, he does look pretty freaking awesome. They do a great job, Hiya Toys. They're small. You can see he's only about 18 centimeters tall, but what you get looks like a big fiery ball of awesome. And, you know, what is model behavior if not a big fiery ball of awesome? Am I right or am I right? Okay, that does it for Toy Arc, but we're not done yet. We're going to go over to T&I News, where they feature a little preview ski that Neca gave us for a Judith Hogue concept yellow jumpsuit April O'Neil for their TMNT movie line, being previewed here by Pedro Pascal. No, it's not Pedro Pascal, but he does look a bit like Pedro with the old moustache there, the old cookie duster there. But this is just a very quick glimpse at a prototype, but it looks kind of cool. I like it. And there's also an interview between this gentleman and Judith Hogue on the Neca Instagram, and you gotta love Judith. She just goes out of her way any chance she gets to promote the brand and the name of TMNT and the figures in the movie. I love that. I love it when a performer has so much love and reverence for the piece of art that they were in, and when it's something that we all love as well. That's great. I got all the time in the world for that lady. So there's no other sort of, big reveals with regards to these figures. It's just this little sort of sneaky peeky, basically. But also, I'm going to have to edit these pictures in later, I think, because I don't think I have them to hand. Unless I can find them just coming up very quickly. They also gave a bigger, brighter preview of the animated April O'Neil. Here we go. Fantastic. TNI News. Mwah! Love you guys. Always hot on the scoops there, just like April O'Neil. So this is the 100th TMNT figure here. And this is going to make a lot of collectors very happy, because originally April was only available, I think, in a 2-pack. Was it? Who did she come with? I can't remember. But I couldn't get hold of April. I was shy of an April figure. Whereas now you can finally get your full collection, which is great. And I think this is a big improvement on their original April, who a lot of people said the head was a bit too big, she looked a little bit odd. So this is much needed, much wanted. Well done, NECA. You're giving the people what they want. That's good stuff. And you look at all the accessories she comes with. You've got the little pizza meatball monster, the Hare and the Tortoise book. I don't remember that being a reference, but there you go. Wonderful to have a blindfolded April, considering that she's always kidnapped. So a lot of cool stuff there. I really, really like what they've done. That's going to make the TMNT animated collectors a happy bunch of chappies. And finally, going from cute to gnarly, we have some full preview images, just like McFarlane always do. They do the pretty teaser, and then they give you the full images. And some folks in the chat have said that the DC Vampire story, apparently, wow, it's lucky this is the last segment because I'm fading here. They've said that the DC Vampire story is a banger, apparently. So if you're on the shelf about maybe checking out that story, we have it on good authority from the Good Brothers here that it is a really good story worth reading. So Superman here, there's not too much to go on, or not too much to go on, but not too much for me to say, because you can just see the pictures speak for themselves, and some would say they're worth 1,000 words. So yeah, it's Vampire Superman, which is kind of fun. Someone did say, how did the vampire pierce Superman's skin? Magic, I'm guessing. And they suggested as well, when it comes to Superman, if there's a vulnerability, it's probably magic. Which, it's fine. He's got to have some weakness. But this superposed, stylized shot here, that does look really wicked. Gotta love it. All right, that does it for Superman. And gang, that does it for my voice. So that does it for Good News for today. Thank you so much for watching, if you are still watching. If this old croaky thing here wasn't too hard on your ears. Thank you for watching, and if you want to support the channel, you can do either at patreon.com or by getting a channel membership. You can watch all the exclusive videos on there, including the second episode of my X-Men the Animated Series deep dive, which is literally uploading as we speak. So that's a lot of fun. Or you know what? Just click the old thumbs up and give the channel a like and all that kind of jazz. It really helps the algorithm and gets these videos out to the masses. And Lord knows, the world needs more model behavior. So gang, thank you for the third time for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. Hell, oh geez, that sounds awful.
Cup of coffee.